somebody from Texas.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It is I'll let the microphone adjust. There we go. It is the November 12th, 2025 meeting of the Olentangy School Board. I'll call this meeting to order. Mr. Jenkins, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Lester?
Here.
Dr. Dabrico?
Here.
Dr. Wallach?
Here.
Mr. O'Brien?
Here.
Ms. Schreiber?
Here.
All right, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I don't believe there's been any amendments to the agenda. All right, hearing none, can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? All right, hearing none. Mr. Jenkins?
Mr. Lester?
Yes.
Dr. Dabrico?
Yes.
Dr. Wallach?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Ms. Schreiber?
Yes.
All right, it's time for the board president's report. Wow, thank you all for coming. We love when we have people coming out to our board meetings, especially when it is freezing cold inside. It's it's a nice way to stay warm coming to local government. So please feel free to come to any future meetings, especially over the winter months as well. I'm going to have a pretty short president's report tonight, but the focus of it is gratitude. Over the past, I was going to say several months, but it's really been several years. We've been talking about the challenges of growth that this district is facing. And we as a board have to think through different ways to approach that and things to bring to the community. When we're getting 400 to 500 new students every single year, we have an obligation to provide a safe and supportive environment for them. And the different ways that we can go about doing that have a real impact on this community. And we've tried a couple of those over the past few years, including the bond issue that was recently up on the ballot this fall. Happy to report that it passed. And I want to thank really everybody in the community for being a part of the discussion around that issue, right? Because when we bring those things forward, it is a community discussion. It's about what the focus of the schools should be. And so as we see tough questions online or people coming in or trying to engage at one of the coffee chats, that's all important. Whether you choose to vote for the bond issue or not, as we say all the time, it's not our job to tell you how to vote. It's to give you the information to do that. And so we really appreciate when people engage and talk through and think through it. And we're all ultimately incredibly grateful that the community has voted to support this measure that will allow us to build a new elementary school and a new high school that are going to address our most pressing needs right now and be able to do it without increasing the tax rate on the community. We've talked about how that will all work, and we're happy to continue to answer any questions about that. Obviously, this is not going to be the only thing that we do because we're just growing at such a rate that we've got to continue to work through this. But it's a really important step forward. We believe very strongly that this was a good measure, and we're glad that the community supported it. So incredible gratitude, not just for the people that voted for it, but for everybody that engaged on this issue. We really want to thank you. Separately, one thing that we have not been talking about the past couple of months, because I don't think it would have been proper for us to do that, is Dr. Dabrico and I were on the ballot for re-election. We were both re-elected. And I want to thank the community for that as well, but I also want to thank the people that ran against us, Mr. Omar Ashraf and Ms. Shilpa Saxena. It takes a whole lot to run for office. It's an incredibly challenging thing to do. I applaud anyone that steps forward for any office, but especially school board, for bringing new ideas. These are things that ultimately make our schools better as we go out and we work through that. So I really appreciate the work that both of those candidates did. I appreciate Dr. Dabrico and all the work that he did, and ultimately we're excited to be able to serve this community for 4 more years. So we'll just keep on going and keep on trying to work with this. But the commitment that we made all the way through the election was we are here to work with anybody, to answer any questions, to talk about any issues. So please continue to reach out to us. We're always happy to talk. And yeah, we'll just keep on going. So I don't want to waste anybody's time beyond that with any more remarks from me. I don't believe we've had any committee updates since the last one, or have we?
We had Facilities Committee on the 5th. So obviously talking about how the bond issue passed. Molly Preston from the business, the Bridge Ed program and bridging bridges businesses in the community with students and experience to train them into careers oftentimes right out of high school. So she just talked a little bit about the Bridge Ed program, specifically talking about engineering and advanced manufacturing. A lot of our members from the facilities committee work in those industries, so just letting them know what we're doing so that they can spread the word amongst their employers and colleagues and other businesses that they interact with, to talk about how Olentangy is working to create pathways for our students to enter those industries without necessarily having to go through a 4-year college degree to get there. And so the local businesses were encouraged to do outreach at the schools. We also talked about the permanent improvement 5-year plan for a little bit. And yeah, I'm sure we'll be hearing some updates from Mr. Gordon in the future about that. So it was a good discussion, and it was great. The members I know who all work, at local businesses said that they were really excited to hear about the program and wanted to know more. And I think the momentum for Bridge Ed just keeps building year after year, and it's really exciting to see that we can really empower our students to think broadly beyond just like engineering means being an engineer. Like engineering means so many different roles that support that, for example. So yeah, it was a good meeting.
Great. All right, any other updates? Okay, we will move to what I suspect that everybody in this room is here for, which is our honoring Olentangy veterans presentations. So we will start with our Scioto Ridge thing, and we'll go from there. So thank you so much.
Okay, hi. Good evening. My name is Lisa Graham, and I'm the Military Family Liaison for Scioto Ridge Elementary. It is something that means a lot to me because my husband is a veteran of the United States Army, so I feel very fortunate to be able to support such an important part of our community. I want to say thank you first and foremost for allowing us to share our Veterans Day celebration with you this evening. We have a really hardworking Veterans Committee that puts this together every year, and they really make it a very special day. So what we do is we do a breakfast for our veterans, and it is provided by Chris Cakes. He is a fellow veteran, and he is known as the world's famous flying flapjack. So it's a lot of fun to watch the families engage with that. So it's a really fun part of our breakfast. Most importantly, our breakfast is really run by our students. So I have some ambassadors here who are leaders of our school, 5th graders, and they really do everything. I mean, they're the ones who are greeting the veterans when they come in, giving them their gifts and serving them their breakfast. So we really want to make this student-led. And we also have the entire school pretty much involved as well, from all the classrooms, making decorations that line the hallways, and making thank you cards for our veterans. So it's a really nice day. This year, we tried something new, and it was really exciting. We did a clap out for our veterans. So the entire school lined the hallways. Our ambassadors led out our veterans and their families. So it was a really great part of the day and a great way to pretty much close the morning. So I am going to step back because I know I want to hear from our wonderful ambassadors as much as you do. They are very dedicated students to their leadership. So I'm very excited to introduce our first ambassador, Annie.
Hi, I'm Annie, and I'm a 5th grader at Scioto Ridge Elementary School. Thank you for inviting me to share how my school celebrates veterans who have served for our country. Our school invites veterans to attend a special breakfast with really yummy pancakes. As a ambassador, I had the privilege of sitting down with a group of at least 50 veterans to learn about their service. They were incredibly grateful that we took our time to honor their commitment to our country. I would like to thank my teachers at Scioto Ridge for making this event possible. Thank you for your time tonight.
Hi, my name is Lily. I'm a 5th grader at Scioto Ridge Elementary. My dad has been in the military for 18 years, and we've been attending Scioto Ridge Veterans Day celebration since I've been in kindergarten. It's a very special day for our whole family and many other Scioto Ridge families. The breakfast celebration gives us a chance to meet other students in military families and hear their stories of their sacrifice. Something we do for Veterans Day is that we read different books about Veterans Day as a class. I learned that veterans do so much for our country, like fighting for our freedom and safety. Instead of being with their family, they sacrificed their time for doing stuff for our country. Thank you for coming and listening to my experience from being in a military family.
Hi, my name is Luca. I'm a ambassador at Scioto Ridge Elementary. I've done the Veterans Day breakfast for 2 years now, and it has taught me things like kindness, respect, history, and further information on the U.S. Armed Forces. It's a great way to show appreciation to our veterans for their service. I hope we continue to celebrate our heroes at Scioto Ridge so that future students can learn lessons like I've learned, like how to catch a pancake flip. But in all seriousness, I hope kids continue to learn the kindness, appreciation, and respect for our veterans. Thank you.
So before this started, I said, look, kids are always nervous when they get up here, and then they get up and they just kill it. I mean, they're great. And this is the perfect example. You guys did great.
Well, they're from Scioto Ridge.
They are from Scioto Ridge, right? So, Dr. Wallach's a little bit partial. So anybody have any comments or questions for the ambassadors? I love that name, by the way.
Isn't that fantastic? No questions, but I will say as a Scioto Ridge parent who's also been attending for years with a father-in-law veteran who's been coming, an 86-year-old veteran who comes down from 2 hours away each year to be part of the breakfast. I was uncertain with the transition away from a big presentation and songs and presentations like that. How would the clap out be received? And it was overwhelmingly a giant hit. So I got some feedback on that. Everybody loved it, and it made the veterans feel so very special. And they got to see all those smiling faces throughout the halls of our beautiful school. And so thank you everybody for all your hard work on that. It was a wonderful day.
That's great. All right. I think we have Orange Middle School next.
Celebrating veterans and active duty service members is a part of our school's culture at Orange Middle School. Each year, we participate in a variety of activities that support our military. First, each year, our school participates in the Honor Walk. We are very proud to say that this was our 10th annual year of doing the Honor Walk. Every fall, students walk in honor or in remembrance of a veteran or active duty service member in their lives. Students have family members and friends sponsor them for the walk. This year, as a school, we raised over $4,000. Each year, our school donates that funds to organization that supports veterans. This year, we donated the funds to the Honor Flight, Save a Warrior, and the Mission Gratitude Family and Friends. We are also very proud to say that our school raised funds for the Orange Township Veterans Memorial for years through our Honor Walk and donated over $20,000 to its constructions. We also write thank you letters to Delaware County veterans, which are then distributed at table settings at the Source Point Veterans Breakfast. We believe it is important that our local veterans know how much we appreciate them. Additionally, each year our sixth graders students make a care package for our brave men and women who deployed all over this world, keeping us safe. We partner with the awesome organization Mission Gratitude Family and Friends to make this possible. We all work together to bring in items that the soldiers miss the most from home. We decorate the boxes so they know how much we appreciate them, fill them with items, and write them thank you notes. Our school also writes letters to the veterans who go to Washington, D.C. on the honor flights. On their way home during mail call, the veterans are given our letters. It's very important to us that the veterans know how much we appreciate their sacrifices.
While we celebrate and support veterans all year long, our biggest event is our Veterans Ceremony and Breakfast, which we had last Friday. Students at our school invite guests and veterans to honor, and this year our school welcomed over 125 veterans and active duty service members. I'm in 8th grade, and I brought my grandpa as a guest each year. The students get to eat breakfast with their veteran prior to our ceremony. During the ceremony, our choir sings, our band plays, and the students set a table for veterans who are not able to join us. After breakfast, the veterans come back into our classrooms and share their experiences with us. This year was really special because we got to honor and hear from 3 veterans who attended Orange Middle and High School. Our Veterans Breakfast and Day is truly a school-wide celebration. To finish up November, tomorrow we are hosting a World War II expert and collector who will be teaching us about World War II through stories in his collection of artifacts. At Orange Middle School, celebrating veterans is a fundamental part of who we are.
Thank you so much. So any questions for our Orange Middle Schools? What did you guys do to raise the $4,000? What was the activity?
It was through our annual honor walk.
Okay, great, yeah, nice. Well, that's an amazing amount of money, especially the memorial for an Orange Township. That's just an incredible, really a lasting, tribute to all of the work that all these students do over time, and what a great way to give back to the community. That's really amazing. So.
And is that you and your grandfather on there? Okay. That's awesome.
That's really cool. Great. All right, well, thank you guys so much. All right, and Berlin High School.
He was a little taller than me. Good evening. I'm Amy Gestasani, and I teach at Berlin High School. 19 years ago, when I started teaching history in the district, I realized that they supported Veterans Day events, and I started planning at Shanahan, now over to Berlin. What we do for our veterans is we try and make it as community involved as we can. We host a Veterans Day breakfast where veterans, family members, and students can sit and enjoy each other's company. During the breakfast, we host a guest speaker. The hope is that the guest speaker will not only remind the veterans why they served, but also inspire our students to find a connection to the military. They, beyond the guest speaker, ROTC, we get to highlight our students that are involved in that as they present the colors when our musical selections are performed by our Berlin students. Additionally, with our breakfast, when that comes to an end, we then move all of our veterans to the first floor. We bring all 2,000 of our students down, and they line the halls waving flags, holding signs that they've made, handing out cards to our veterans on our tribute walk. We walk throughout the halls as patriotic music plays, and our students get to, even if they weren't part of the breakfast, at least meet and thank the veterans kind of one by one as they travel through the halls. Over the years, we've partnered with the National Veterans Memorial Museum to expand our program. Our students throughout that process go down to the museum. We do certain projects with the museum in order to highlight what the museum does for veterans and also help to enhance the experience for our students. And Rosie is here to talk about that. But I would like to mention Rosie's mom, Minerva. Minerva joined me in 2022, as a way to honor her father, a Navy veteran, and it's just grown into a very special program for us together as friends.
Good evening, my name is Rosie Elizaga, and I'm a sophomore at Berlin High School. I've had the privilege for the past 3 years to help with my school's Veterans Day celebration, and it's a tradition that means a lot to me. My grandfather served in the Navy during the Vietnam War, and since his passing in 2022, volunteering for this celebration has given me a way to honor his legacy. And I'm extremely grateful to be a part of a school that gives me an opportunity to honor our veterans, not just by remembering their past sacrifices, but by inspiring the students and me to carry our spirit of service forward and appreciate our veterans. Thank you for your time.
So much. Any comments, questions for the Berlin folks?
I'm just impressed with all of our students and how well spoken everyone was. So just another round of applause for our students.
You guys just agree. I mean, this is really, this is part of what the district is all about, right? Is building good citizens for the future, and developing that idea of giving back and supporting those who have made such sacrifices to support the country is a huge part of that. So, really, all of you, thank you for what you've done. It means a lot to not just the veterans that got to attend or that got to be a part of it, but the entire community. So, really, truly, thank you. Okay. All right. Well, those of you that were here for this are welcome to stay, but you're also welcome to head out if you want to. So we can give you a minute if you want to, or otherwise feel free to stay.
Mass accident.
Next item on the agenda, which is our pupil services update. So Mrs. Dabrico, Mr. Gully, and Ms. Rusco.
Good evening, everyone. We're very grateful to the board for the opportunity to share information about our pupil services department. Tonight, you'll be hearing from Stephanie Dabrico, Director of Pupil Services, Jacqueline Roscoe, Director of Preschool, and myself, Eric Gully, Assistant Director of Pupil Services, who oversees our English Learner Program. This evening, we'll discuss some of the ways our department contributes to the realization of the district's strategic plan, specifically in the areas of students and stakeholders, learning and organizational development, and internal processes, which lead to true inclusive excellence. Facilitating maximum learning for every student really does mean every student in Olentangy. Over the past few weeks, our district's 5-star rating has been highlighted, but we couldn't have earned the highest rating possible had we left more than a quarter of our students behind. As you can see in the chart, of our approximately 24,000 students, about 6,400 face a documented barrier to learning, which we do work hard to alleviate, but more importantly, we empower our students with the knowledge and skills to overcome obstacles independently. Many of our students with special needs start their learning journey as early as age 3 in our preschool, which is a state-mandated program currently serving almost 300 young learners with disabilities. Peer models who meet certain criteria also attend the preschool program to further enhance the learning environment. Our pupil services specialists in preschool and grades K through 12, such as intervention specialists, speech and language pathologists, and EL specialists, not only provide direct support to our students, but also serve as a valuable resource for their general education colleagues, effectively collaborating to improve instruction for all students. Now, Jacqueline Roscoe, Director of Preschool, is going to share more detailed information about some of our important initiatives.
Thank you, Eric. One element of the district's strategic plan that we wanted to highlight this evening was learning and organizational development. To ensure mastery of learning from preschool through 12th grade, we've adopted different curriculums that support the needs of all students. This image shown is a slide of the multi-tiered system of support, or MTSS, that captures the 3 levels of tiered instructional support. As you can see in the green, Tier 1 is the instructional strategies that support the majority of students' needs. This is highlighting the importance of the general education instruction and ensuring high-quality instruction for all students. A commonality of EL, preschool, and pupil services is that our students are often requiring Tier 2 or Tier 3 supports. Through differentiation and collaboration, our EL staff, intervention specialists, and related services staff collaborate with our general education teachers to ensure that Tier 1 instruction and supports are in place to work and differentiate the instructions to best meet the needs of our unique learners. So what does that professional learning and general education instruction look like in preschool? Like school age, the preschool has adopted a new curriculum that aligns with the science of reading. Olentangy Preschool selected a comprehensive curriculum called Frog Street Pre-K. Fun fact, our preschool teachers are dually licensed. Therefore, they have the great responsibility of delivering the general education instruction as well as the specially designed instruction, or SDI, for our students with individual education plans. The professional learning for this school year is focused on implementing our Frog Street Pre-K curriculum with fidelity. That started with our August training led by the Frog Street staff. Then our staff provided feedback that indicated that they needed more training on various curriculum elements in the schedule for their day. That has driven our September Professional Development Day. Another desire from our staff from the August training feedback is that they wanted to have collaborative discussions within our different classroom types. This is a visual to highlight the continuum of preschool classrooms within our program. We have 3 different classroom types, which allows us to tailor our instruction to meet the needs of every student. During the September PD Day, we were able to group staff from our 39 preschool classrooms across 7 locations throughout the district. They engaged in professional dialogue about the challenges and the successes that they've been experiencing with the new curriculum. Since September, our staff has been receptive to the informal walkthrough feedback from our preschool administrators, and they have been actively engaging in monthly curriculum collaborations led by our instructional coach. We are proud of the dedication and commitment of our staff to implement the new curriculum with fidelity. Although implementing new curriculum has its challenges, we believe it's already had a positive impact on our staff and students. Our staff have commented about being surprised how well our students are responding to the high vocabulary embedded in the morning message. For example, a few weeks ago, our theme was on healthy food choices, with the morning message, the sentence being, "Zucchini is a nutritious food." I was able to see firsthand students demonstrating curiosity about these big words and our teachers using synonyms to help them understand nutritious and also making connections to their snacks or dinner choices at home. Another preschool teacher has shared the growth data that she has captured from August to October to indicate an average increase of 5 capital letters and 9 lowercase letters since she's implemented Frog Street, with the exposure of 3 to 4 letters per week with the new curriculum. We will continue to take staff feedback to drive our professional learning to strengthen those Tier 2 and Tier 3 supports in the future years. Next, I want to highlight some of the professional learning that's led by Pupil Services. You may recall from our board presentation last year that we designed a professional learning to support our staff that teach students in our Specialized Learning Centers, or SLCs. This is called Structured Teaching Routines for Olentangy's Neurodiverse Groups, or known as STRONG. STRONG is a special education framework that Olentangy adopted and implemented. This is a preschool through 12th grade professional learning that Pupil Services leads. STRONG training was initiated last year during the 24-25 school year with all of the preschool SLC teachers and select school age building champions. This year, that work has continued to train all the new preschool SLC teachers, as well as all school age SL teachers have now received this training. One main takeaway from the staff indicated on the staff survey was that the majority of staff felt that this training provided them with visual supports that they plan to implement in their classrooms. They also reported increased collaboration and regular huddles with their intervention aides. And we don't want to leave out Eric and his EL team. They continue to provide a variety of EL trainings for staff ranging from preschool through high school. The image on the screen highlights one of the tools that the EL department utilizes in their training, the 5 Essentials Checklist. This guides staff on best practices for our English learners, but it's also great strategies to strengthen and be support for our Tier 1 supports to benefit all students. As you can see, over the last 3 years, the EL department has been delivering training to over 2,000 staff, preschool through high school. The staff feedback has been very positive, as you can see with the 97% and 90% ratings from surveys. And one quote from a participant said, "The training was very helpful. Thank you for presenting practical information and giving us time to work as a team." This professional development would not be possible without the support of our coaches, secretaries, and administrators, and many of them are here this evening. We want to thank them for developing and facilitating these trainings for our teachers, aides, and related staff. I'm now going to turn it over to Stephanie Daberco to highlight the professional learning for our department leaders.
Just a quick question.
Sure.
Why the spike in staff served in 24-25? You're for like 500, 900, back to 500?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good question. So this year's not finished yet. Just up to date, we've served 500 staff members so far. We're on track to get to over 1,000 this school year.
Okay.
The training I've done. Great question.
So we believe it's not enough to just support students and teachers, but to also invest in our leaders. Oop. Leadership is an important component of meeting the need of every child. Fostering leadership development is a strategic priority for Olentangy schools. This year, the Pupil Services, EL, and preschool administrators launched an evaluation pilot project aimed at expanding leadership capacity within our teams. This initiative aligns with the Olentangy Leadership Framework, which defines leaders as purposeful, resilient, curious, and kind. In collaboration with Human Resources, our administrators are piloting a revised central office administrator evaluation process. This effort is designed to better align evaluation tools with the district's strategic plan, with our continuous improvement plan, department goals, and individual administrator work plans. All Pupil Services preschool and EL administrators are participating in the pilot to improve both the efficiency of the process and the quality of performance feedback. Key components of the pilot include a leadership self-assessment based on the district's leadership framework, individualized work plans tailored to each administrator's goals, monthly leadership chats to foster reflection and growth, Legion meeting follow-ups to reinforce leadership development learning, and use of the DISC personality evaluation tool to support adaptive leadership styles. The district plans to evaluate and refine this process with the goal of implementing a consistent evaluation tool for all central office administrators in the 26-27 school year. Additionally, mentoring structures are being strengthened to retain and develop high-quality leaders. Providing meaningful feedback and robust support is a proven strategy for enhancing staff retention and leadership capacity. The administrators on the Pupil Services, EL, and preschool teams also provide high levels of support to building principals or building administrators. This support and learning provided to building leaders further enhances the support that we can all provide to every child with exceptional learning needs. Another key focus area of our district strategic plan is strengthening internal processes. On the following slides, I will highlight how our departments are cultivating a culture of operational excellence through targeted initiatives and systems designed to enhance efficiency, accountability, and continuous improvement. As you know, one of our district's core values is we can always get better. This semester, the district is partnering with New Solutions K-12 to launch a district-wide student success study to identify opportunities to elevate teaching practices that support students who struggle both with and without disabilities. The result of this work will be a clearer understanding of what is working well, where opportunities might exist to strengthen services, and how we can best align resources to maximize learning for every student. This systematic review includes our special education and our multi-tiered support systems, services, programs, procedures, and staffing. The study has 3 main goals: to improve student outcomes, to make teaching more sustainable, and to ensure financial sustainability as well. New Solutions K-12 will provide a short list of high-impact opportunities to guide future improvement so the district can focus on the changes with the greatest benefit for students and staff. Parent feedback and board feedback opportunities are embedded within the virtual focus groups. I believe those focus groups are occurring this week. Yes, okay, good. Done. Check that off the list. Good. To strengthen our commitment to compliance and continuous improvement, the Pupil Services and preschool departments have established an internal monitoring team system. This initiative enables structured self-review of special education documents, creating a sustainable framework for internal auditing and quality assurance. This system includes 4 grade-banded teams, preschool, elementary, middle, and high school, comprised of district-level education professionals. These teams began training and calibration in September, with additional training sessions in October, and we're coming back together again in December. Each grade band team is tasked with reviewing special education documents, ensuring alignment with state compliance standards, promoting best practices, and then, of course, the ultimate goal to enhance student outcomes for learners with disabilities. In spring semester, then, each of those monitoring team members will be conducting independent reviews of special education documents to meet a district-wide goal, which is for this first year to review at least 1 evaluation team report per school psychologist and 1 individualized education plan per intervention specialist. Feedback to those staff members will be provided by assigned pupil services supervisors to support ongoing professional growth and quality assurance. It's my honor to work alongside the administrators and staff members, secretaries, again, shout out to everybody in the back there, who show up daily to provide positive support to students, staff, and families. Everyone has had an integral role in all of the things that we've talked about tonight. It really takes the whole team. I'm going to turn it back over to Eric Gully to wrap up our presentation.
And Mr. O'Brien, I apologize. It took me a second to process your question. So you were talking about the jump from 23-24 to 24-25. 23-24 was my first year in the district, and all of our PD is elective, not mandatory. So it took a while to build trust with our building principals to invite me out and put me and my team in front of their staff. So we were able to increase it after we built that trust.
Thank you.
And now they can't get enough of you, right?
Yeah. I hope so. I hope so. So this is our final slide of the evening, and we just wanted to say that a district as big and as diverse as ours only earns a 5-star rating one way: when everyone believes in the mission and everyone works together for our students and families. Every aide, administrator, teacher, specialist, coach, coordinator, supervisor, everyone. Together, we can and do facilitate maximum learning for every student, as our data clearly show. So on behalf of the Pupil Services Department, I'd like to thank the board, the district leadership team, and all audience members in attendance for your attention and engagement, and for sharing your most valuable resource, your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. Any questions, comments?
I just wanted to take a moment during the meeting to from our end here, show our appreciation to all the staff. I know a lot of you are here. We had the reception before the meeting started, but I wanted to make sure we took the time during the meeting as well to recognize all of you and the 3 of you and all the hard work that you do. So thank you so much for your time, everything you do every day for our kids and our community. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Go ahead.
Rock,
You
paper,
go.
scissors for it.
You know, over the last 90 days or so, we've been busy, and even over the last 4 years, Mr. Lester and I spent a lot of time in the community, and rarely is there a meeting that goes by when a family doesn't come to us and tell us they moved from somewhere around the country, because Olentangy has a reputation for making sure that not do we just meet needs of families with students with special needs, but we exceed them, not just academically, but the whole student. And the number of students that you serve would be one of the top 40 school districts in the state of Ohio. So that's huge, the reach that you have. That's almost top 5% in size. So I have 2 questions, and these come from community folks. First things, preschool is required by law, correct? And I've asked this before, because folks have come to me and said, well, why don't you just cut preschool? When I grew up in the 1920s, we didn't have preschool. And I said, well, I'm 99% sure it's required by law, but I'm not a lawyer like half the rest of the board. So let me check on that. So it is required by the state, correct?
It's a mandated program. Students who qualify for a disability at age 3, the day that they turn 3, we can start them in our program. We then opt to have peer models in a handful of our classrooms, but that does not increase the number of classrooms that we need. The peer models do pay tuition and do not get transportation, but they complement our least restricted classroom of the integrated classrooms, and then a handful of them in transitions. But that does not expand the number of classrooms we need. We use the peers to support the students with IEPs, but it is a mandated program starting at age 3.
Thank you. Here's my second.
And they enroll all year, so daily and weekly.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Continue to
Yep,
enroll.
the day they turn 3.
Right.
About
No matter
100 IEP students from August to May is our current trend of how many. I'm looking back at the supervisors, they're nodding, they feel that every day.
So the second question is, the way we get better is because we get parent feedback, student feedback, everybody in the whole, every stakeholder. What's the best way for parents if they have concerns, questions? Is Facebook the best way to solve dispute? I mean, like, what's the best way to get some action on something? Maybe they're concerned about something didn't seem right. What's the step by step? And I'm not just call the intervention, but deeper dive. How do
Yeah,
step
absolutely.
by step?
We really, if a parent has a concern in the classroom, we definitely want to direct them straight to the classroom instructor, which is also our preschool assistants are also there. Our preschool supervisors each have multiple sites. I noted we had 7 locations. If they have a developmental concern, we have a secretary that does those intake calls. We offer monthly free child check screeners to ensure that we're doing a screener to indicate if their child potentially does have a disability where we can serve them in our program. We also, come December, January, we will host a peer information night where parents are welcome to come, and we now do in-person peer screeners, and we lead a parent educational session during those screeners to educate them also about developmental milestones and whether or not their child will be accepted into our program. So there's definitely a lot of avenues, and I'll shout out Christian's phone number at our main line, 740-657-4360. She is the first contact, and if she can't answer it, she will get them to someone who can.
So does that work for all of pupil services? Like if there's a concern, not just with preschool, but
Correct.
11th grade, like who do they, if I'm a parent, who do I contact first, second, third?
If you go to the district website and you go to the Department of Pupil Services, you will see each building throughout the district and the direct pupil services supervisor that supports that building. They're a great contact. Their picture, their phone number, and email are all on there. Again, we encourage parents to go directly to their general education teacher, their intervention specialist, the aides that support their child, but absolutely the administrators in this room, secretaries alike, we're a phone call away, an email away. We pride ourselves on that feedback and working with the parents.
Thank you.
One more parent resource I'll mention is we have 2 parent mentors and a family liaison for our EL, all families really, but who supports multilingual families specifically. So those resources can be accessed as well, website, phone, email, but they're a great resource depending on, maybe a parent just has questions about a process or documents or those kinds of things. So, and they all have students in the district or have had experience with that. So they're another great resource.
Thank you.
So just an observation, it struck me when we were on the slide about the internal monitoring teams and the reference the team training and collaboration started in September. And it got me thinking about timeline of certain events because it was I believe it was late August when the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce unveiled Ohio's integrated MTSS. And so I pulled it up and I was kind of, as you went through that whole presentation, I'm looking at what the Department of Education and Workforce is deeming important, in the world of MTSS. Universal screening, database decision-making, continuum of supports, progress monitoring, team-based problem solving, shared leadership, professional capacity, communication, and collaboration. And that was basically all addressed in this presentation. And that was unveiled in late August. And I can't believe that y'all scrambled after that to develop all of this. So the point being, Olentangy is always ahead of the curve in best practices and with real intention and informed decision making. So just bravo, incredibly proud of everybody.
So one thing I'll add on all this is I really appreciate the educational aspect of this for families and for teachers and everybody really. As you know, as we talk about or as we talk to parents of students with disabilities, you know, they often have to become their own best advocates, right? I mean, they're really the ones trying to push their child's needs. But so many of them I've talked to said, this is all new for me. Like I don't really know. Maybe they haven't had another student with disabilities or things like that. And it can be challenging and scary, and they're trying to find information online, or they're trying to to do whatever. So providing some of that support, I don't know if it was specifically in connection with you all, but there was an education session a couple of weeks ago, about neurodivergency and some of those other things, and it's a real service to the community, especially for the families that are going through it. But going through it's not the right word, but the families that are trying to do their best for their students. But for everybody else too, is just trying to bring awareness and understanding and cut through some of those barriers that we see. So as you continue to think about professional learning and as you think about some of those community education things, if there are areas where we can be supportive in trying to think about different ways to do that, I think we'd really welcome that, because that's one of the most important parts of all of this, is trying to cut through what feels like red tape and other stuff like that, just to really provide those supports. So. Yeah, really appreciate it.
Thanks for your time.
Good. All right. Thank you all. Okay, Mr. Myers, Superintendent's report.
All right. You guys all staying? Awesome. So I do want to take a moment to thank Stephanie, Jacqueline, and Eric. And I say this a lot. We don't get and we don't produce the results that we get by accident. And we talk about how intentional we are as a district, how thoughtful, and the dedicated adults that we have who show up every single day in this district. And Dr. Wallach kind of stole my thunder. I didn't go online, but I was just writing the words down here. When you think about, again, it doesn't happen by accident. So, alignment, collaboration, job-embedded professional learning, data to drive and inform instruction, staff feedback. And Mr. Lester mentioned feedback and how feedback is so important in what we do, because it really empowers our people. And then the growth mindset, the core value, we can always get better. And at the end of the day, providing the best support and best educational environment to meet almost to the individual student need. It's unbelievable. So proud of the work that you all do, and so many across our wonderful district does on a daily basis to meet the needs of all students. But we were just talking about students with disabilities, preschool through 12th grade. So thank you for all that you do. So I wanted to thank you all, and thank you for your leadership. It's unbelievable. And Eric's a little bashful, but he does get called on a lot now. So a few recognitions that I want to highlight in the superintendent's report. So this is, I think this is, Mr. Smith, is this year 2 now with Coach Beyond? So this is year 2. So this is collaboration between Olentangy schools and Dublin schools with The Ohio State University's Life Sports and Ohio High School Athletic Association. So this is the second year that we've brought this collaborative event together. And you can see they're encouraging students to build confidence, strengthen leadership skills, and learn how to balance academics and athletics. And there's a lot in the program relative to mental health and well-being, because in our district there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on students to perform, whether it's academically or as athletes or in whatever they do. So we're happy to partner with Ohio State and Ohio High School, and for sure to collaborate with Dublin. So there's going to be one more session this year, and I think we had about 80 plus students from each district participate. Also want to highlight, again, ended fall, we're ending fall sports. Still have a couple football teams in in the tournament. But I want to recognize, congratulations to Olentangy High School, Meadow, won the girls individual golf state championship. Olentangy Berlin High School Junior Salil won girls singles tennis state championship, and also then Liberty High School Elena, who won the girls cross country state championship, and then runner-up right behind her was Brooke from Orange High School. And we highlight the teams because we've had a lot of success team-wise. But individually, when you're participating individually in an event, you're by yourself. So sometimes it's real lonely out there on the track, the fields, or the courts when you're performing. So congratulations and job well done, again, representing Olentangy in the state tournament with those individuals. Also want to highlight, I'm going to switch over to the performing arts. So this is the 5th year that we've done this. So we rotate around the high schools where we bring middle schoolers and high schoolers together and then collaborate with a university. So last year it was OU, this year it's Ohio State. So that was on October 30th. 250 tenors and basses from all Olentangy high schools, and then all 6 of our middle schools came together for the day to learn and grow in the performing arts there with their music. So happy that we could host that and provide those opportunities for our students. A couple band recognitions. So first, Liberty High School earned superior ratings at the Ohio Music Education Association State Marching Band Finals. And then Olentangy High School received a Superior 1 rating at their first OMBA competition. And then we're at Mid-States Band Association, and you can see Band 1 Best Visual, Best General Effect, Best Music, first place in their division, second place overall, and you said the highest score ever?
So that's from Miamisburg. That was a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
This last weekend was Kings, and they got 4th in the preliminary, 5th in the finals, and they earned their highest score that they've ever received from an MSBA competition ever. So
they're doing
yeah.
a lot. They're around in
Yeah.
the fall. So, yes. So congratulations to our
first year they've cracked 80 points, I think, and they did it 3 times.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This
Great.
year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So then I want to just switch over to the post-bond update, and for sure want to take time to congratulate Mr. Lester and Dr. Dabico on their re-elections. I say this all the time, we have 5 board members who are sitting in the seats for the right reason to support the mission of the district, and I know that sometimes it's a thankless job, the service that you provide to the community. However, we really appreciate all of your service, but in particular, your service, Mr. Lester and Dr. Dabrico, the last 4 years, and looking forward to a great next 4 years as we continue to move forward. So also want to extend a heartfelt gratitude to our entire community. And when I think about this, at the end of the day, it really, to me, this is for our kids, our staff, and our community, the ability to support the building of 2 additional buildings with elementary 18 and high school 5, because again, in the short term, this does help us to alleviate one of our biggest challenges to accommodate the continued growth that's here and will continue to come over the next several years to Olentangy. So there's so many people to thank. Obviously, the Board of Education, district leadership team. We had so many staff members who stepped up, our parent group, OFK, and of course, all of the supporters across the district. And when you look at the electorate, 68, we were successful in 68 of the 86 precincts. 23 of the 26 polling locations, and then 16 of the largest. So I think, Mr. Lester, you mentioned as far as a community vote. So when I look at that, this is really, again, represents the one Olentangy community as far as the support for this bond issue. So extremely grateful for all of the support that we've received during the bond campaign. So what happens next? So I just want to, again, just to remind the community and folks in the room where these buildings will be located. So this is the site of Elementary 18, which is the southwest corner of Beanaller Road and Sawmill Parkway. So north of Liberty High School, you can see Sawmill Parkway and then Beanaller up there. And that 24 acres will be the site for Elementary 18. And then if you just continue to go up north, go north on Sawmill Parkway, we own 139 acres northwest corner of Bunty Station Road and Sawmill. So that will be the site for High School 5. Construction timeline, it's actually already begun with the design for Elementary 18 and High School 5. Construction will start on both sites the spring of '26, and then Elementary 18 will open in the fall of '27, and then High School 5 the following year in the fall of '28. So what that means for us immediately, obviously we've opened a lot of buildings here in the district, so we will reconvene our redistricting committee. So we're currently forming that committee, so we'll invite past committee members back, and then we'll also add new committee members this time. So we're working on that now. The first meeting will be December 2025, and Dr. Fetty will lead that group going through the redistricting, and then we'll have district leadership team members as well, part of that committee as well.
If I may, is there intention in the formation of that committee, is there real intention to make sure there's equal-ish representation from both west side, east side?
Yeah, so when the composite of that, we're going to do our best to hopefully make that happen, absolutely.
Well, and north and south, too.
And
'cause
north and south,
that's-
absolutely.
yeah.
Right, representative of
The district in its entirety.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, just because the construction is happening up north doesn't mean that the people who
Right.
live on the south end don't have something to say about where their kids go to school, as depending.
Well,
Yeah.
and as a
Yeah.
person who prior to board service, served on a redistricting committee, and I feel like at that time, it was, the group that I was with was maybe heavy on one side, and then I think it just.
Yeah, and that's important too, because again, because I'm getting to my next bullet point, we're going to look at redistricting holistically, because the committee is very thoughtful and intentional on how we draw these attendance boundaries with feeder patterns from elementary to middle school to high school. And obviously now with the 5th high school, it adds some complexities there. So, we're going to do our best to have representation from across the district, because there will be some other impact across the district besides the next couple of years, besides just going into these 2 schools, because it's going to be important for us to balance enrollment.
Just to make it crystal clear, everything is a little bit easier with the buildings that will be coming online. Everything can be more geographic, can be more balanced, everything is a little bit easier with the new buildings, because redistricting doesn't look as nice when you are overcrowded.
Correct. Oh, yeah, absolutely, 100%. So you use the word easier. It's more pleasant to redistrict into a new building. But, we have to look at the whole district, too, because, we're making decisions in feeder patterns, and we are looking ahead, too. And then that second bullet there under the committee meetings, so as soon as this December, and then going through the winter and the spring, we'll have to determine if redistricting is necessary for 26-27, because remember, Elementary 18 will not open until the fall of 27, high school the fall of 28. So we really have to look at what that means for 26-27. And again, I said this when we went through the redistricting the last time. We're not going to move people just to move them. Again, there's a lot of thought that goes into balancing enrollment. So the committee will do their best, and we'll work through that process, and then we'll give an update there. You see February 2026. We'll have some committee members here in front of the board to give an update on where they are in the process, and then obviously moving forward throughout the process. All right, action items. So we're excited I'm recommending approval of an administrative employment for Ron Vogel for Director of Safety, Security, and Preparedness, effective November 17th. So I just pulled some highlights from Ron's resume. So I'm pleased to share we are recommending for hire Mr. Ronald Vogel as Olentangy's next Director of Safety, Security, and Preparedness. Mr. Vogel has over 30 years of service in law enforcement with experience in leadership, community relations, security operations, and emergency response. Some of you, and I know Mr. O'Brien for sure, may recognize Mr. Vogel, so there, come on, they can't see you behind the This is Mr. Vogel, so some of you may recognize Mr. Vogel from his time as a school resource officer here in Olentangy Schools during his 25-year tenure with the Delaware County Sheriff's Office, where he earned the rank of lieutenant. So since then, he's continued his public service as a deputy sheriff corrections with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. So we're happy to have Ron here. He's going to be a great addition to our staff. He knows our community really, really well, and he knows our school district really, really well. So he's going to hit the ground running next week, yes, right? Sir. Absolutely. Sure. So, thank you very much. Yep. Thank you. And also accept with regret the following certified retirements. We have 4 up there, so long tenured certified professionals with the district. So I say this all the time, 106 years of service combined between the 4 retirees. So we for sure want to thank Kimberly, Patricia, Margaret, and Mia for their years of service to Olentangy Schools. So wish them the best as you can see their retirement dates as they move on in life. Also recommend approval of student overnight and out-of-state trips, and then 1 business management facilities item, declare transportation as impractical. Coming up, important dates, classified interview day, November 19th, conference exchange day, so no school, Wednesday, November 26th, and then Thanksgiving break there for the 27th and 28th. We'll have a professional development day Monday, December 1st, and then our next Board of Education meeting, and again, this is another date change, Tuesday, December 16th at 6:30, right back here.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Meyer. Appreciate it.
No claps. No claps for you.
All right, Mr. Jenkins, Treasurer.
Good evening, board members. Kind of was trying to think of what we might be able to show. The CUP report is something that we like to talk about when we talk about the exceptional value of the district. We take a look at what we spend per pupil. The CUP report hasn't been released yet, but the preliminary EMIS data that it's based on has been, and so this week I was kind of noodling around with taking a look at where we rank. And the good news is we have a ranking and we picked some representative schools around us. Certainly Big Walnut and Delaware are representative in that they're just geographically in the same place that we are. They might not otherwise be so similar. But the other schools that we would have pulled, you know, Westerville City, New Albany, Buckeye Valley would be another example of a district that is not terribly similar outside of geography. But you can see all the way down to what we would call your large urban districts. We continue to spend at $17,263 per pupil, less than the state average. So we'll be able to talk about that in just another minute when I show that slide. One of the things the CUP report does is it divides by funded enrollment. So as folks maybe try to replicate these numbers, if you're going to ask ODE how many students are here, the answer is it depends on whether you're looking at funded enrollment, headcount enrollment. So CUP is going to look at our funded enrollment, and so you can see where that ranks. But if you dig a little bit deeper, the state average at $17,329, again, we're still below that. And then the state average administrative expense per pupil is $2,387. When you look at where we are, again, that's $17,263 per pupil. That's $66 lower than the state average. Remember, the state average isn't just districts our size. That's districts that would be much, much smaller than us all over the state of Ohio. And then the two, I guess, hallmarks of what I really want to kind of pull out and accentuate this evening is we're currently spending 9.57% of our operational expenses on administrative costs at $1,652 per pupil. That is the 12th lowest across the entire state of Ohio based on total expenditures per pupil as a proportionate percentage. That is something that I think is incredible. That as a district, we continue to have a lean, for lack of a better word, overhead. And the antithesis of that would be where we're putting money directly into the classroom, and at $13,000 per pupil and 75.31% by percentage, there's only 6 schools in the entire state of Ohio that put more of a proportion of what they do directly into the classroom. I think that talks about, as a very representative couple of statistics, that we do educational excellence at an exceptional value. So I just wanted to kind of point that out this evening and then see if there were any questions about those 2 brief slides.
So what I'll notice when you get into discussions about school funding and other stuff, it becomes a really popular line online. Say, well, your administrative costs are out of control, or you're spending way too much, and all of those sorts of things. And I always encourage people, I mean, the CUP report, this is obviously preliminary, so it's not up yet, but prior year's CUP reports are up. You can go look at them. I send people, I tell them the exact row to check on these things. And there are, it's not just a matter of us being a large public school district, because you go back 2 slides or so and you look at the 3 that are bigger than us, Columbus, Cleveland, and Cincinnati, they're all spending thousands and thousands more per pupil than we are, right? So it's not just a matter of scale, it's a matter of being thoughtful about how we're doing it. That's a real focus of this board. I mean, it's something we talk about a lot with Mr. Meyer and with the community and with Mr. Jenkins. But some of those common narratives they're just not true here. And it's not because of accidents, because we're working hard to make sure that we're doing it the most effective way for the community. That's something we are really highlighting in the discussions around the bond issue, and something we'll continue to work at. It's hard, especially as you face inflation and some of these other things, to work at that. But I appreciate this information because it really highlights that what we say we're doing, we're actually doing.
Yeah, it was something that I thought could help set the tone. We just passed our bond issue. As you mentioned, Mr. Lester, in your president's report, certainly there are folks out there who didn't see eye to eye with the district on what to do next. Hopefully they can see eye to eye on we're doing everything that we possibly can within our power to efficiently spend the dollars that we do get from our community to produce a high quality public education at an exceptional value. That is all that I have as far as for just kind of updates. The only items I would have this evening, board meeting minutes from October 29th. It was kind of fun. The October 2025 monthly financials are there, but if you take a look at them and then you look at the FY26 permanent appropriations, that is updated because there's actually, for the first time, I've put a small chunk of budget in there in our 004 fund, which will be when we start construction for High School 5 and Elementary 18. So that is the first change financially, so to speak, in our budget to be able to start working on those facilities as soon as possible. And that will be, as normal, presented as a consent agenda. And then there are no public participation forms this evening.
Great. All right.
Yes, sir.
Just one quick question. When is your next 3-year forecast due?
That would be February.
So not May again?
That's correct. The budget bill would have changed it to August and February. And the only reason this year it was October 15th was because as you know, with a biennium budget being approved on July 1, it's not effective for 90 days. And so the provision of the law that would have required August is obviously in the first year beyond the scope of the new law. So I forget the section of the budget bill that made for the very first go around October 15th, but moving forward, August, February, until it changes again.
And as every good financial planner knows, you should only look short-term, right? So we're only doing 3 years this time, right?
We will always do a 5-year forecast.
But you submit a 3.
It will always be truncated, essentially. And technically, you could call it a 4-year because you're, the year we're in, the 25-26 school year, is not finished. So I have a forecast as to where I think this year will end. Then you're going to prospectively forecast 3 subsequent fiscal years. So I don't know if you call it the 3+1 or the 4, but technically there are 4 years that aren't finished, and then retrospectively 3 years.
We're still workshopping the names. We'll get back to
I
that.
like the 3+1. I might trademark that.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
Please clap.
Kind
of mean for that, I know.
All right, so we have no public participation. We will move to the first board action item, which is recommended approval of the FY26 number 2 board policy updates. These are the ones that were presented at the last meeting. And so we had that reading, and now they're up. So can I have a motion to approve these board policy updates?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, hearing none. Mr. Jenkins.
Dr. Daberco?
Yes.
Dr. Wallach?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Ms. Schreiber?
Yes.
Mr. Lester?
Yes. All right, Mr. Jenkins, the treasurer consent action items.
As noted, board members, in my presentation, there are 3 items to be presented tonight as one single consent agenda. I'm asking that each item, actually all items, be considered with one motion and action. It's item A, approval of the board meeting minutes from October 29th. Item B, acceptance of the financials from October of 2025. And then item C, the updated and revised permanent appropriations, which reflect our first budget change for the new buildings.
All right.
And again, all one motion and action, unless someone would like to pull them out and discuss and vote separate.
Would anyone like to vote on these separately?
Could we pull a, Lizette and I weren't able to be at that meeting, and I'd hate to vote on minutes
Can you give me just
when
a
I wasn't
minute?
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Good catch.
Brain trust over here.
It's that pro tem experience.
Might not have been my catch.
Okay, so I will restate. I will recapitulate. Item A, recommend the acceptance of the October 2025 monthly financials, and item B, approval of the permanent appropriations, those 2 items as a consent agenda.
Okay. So item A, can I have a motion to entertain approval of the October 29th minutes?
So moved.
And a second? I will second it. Any discussion? All right, hearing none, Mr. Jenkins.
Dr. Wallach?
Abstain.
Flip-flop. Huh? I pulled A out.
Oh, you
as the
pulled
next
A
item.
out. I thought you just did that.
You went A now? I thought we were doing the first.
You heard
Okay.
right.
Oh, no.
Well-oiled machine.
Okay.
Ryan wasn't paying, Ryan wasn't paying
Vote
attention.
from last week.
Just brush up on Robert's Rules of Order for the next.
Well, I made A 9. Sorry.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
Yes. okay.
Follow my lead.
sorry.
All right, so let's pull that back. So we will vote on B and C. Does anyone want to pull either of those out as a separate?
Is that okay?
Yeah. it's
Sorry.
Yes.
All right, hearing none, can I entertain a motion to approve items, what were formerly B and C, the acceptance of October 2025 monthly financials and the approval of the revised 26 appropriations?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, hearing none, Mr. Jenkins.
I thought it was funny that you were moving and.
Yeah.
Dr. Wallach?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Ms. Schreiber?
Yes.
Mr. Lester?
Yes.
Dr. Daberco?
Yes.
Okay, now we'll vote on the approval of the October 29th, 2025 minutes. Entertain a motion to approve. We'll take
So moved.
second. I will second again. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jenkins.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Ms. Schreiber?
Abstain.
Mr. Lester?
Yes.
Dr. Daberco?
Yes.
Dr. Wallach.
Abstain.
Okay. Mr. Meyer, the superintendent consent action items.
Okay, I think this is going to be more straightforward here. Thank you, Mr. Lester. Board members, I recommend approval of the following superintendent consent action items A through G. A, specific human resource items administrative. B, specific human resource items certified staff. C, specific human resource items classified staff. D, specific human resource items classified substitutes. E, specific human resource items supplementals. F, approve student overnight out-of-state trips. G, approve business and management items, and again, one business and management item, declare transportation as impractical for students. I'm asking you to approve these items by one single action and vote unless you'd like to discuss any of these items separately.
Would anyone like to discuss any of these separately? All right, hearing none, can I have a motion to approve them as a single slate of consent action items?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, hearing none, Mr. Jenkins.
Ms. Schreiber.
Yes. Sorry, I was like, it's been a
Lester.
weird night.
Yes.
Dr. Dabrico.
Yes.
Dr. Wallach.
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien.
Yes.
All right, I will now entertain a motion to convene into executive session per Ohio Revised Code, Section 121.22G3, for conferences with an attorney for the public body concerning disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent court action, as well as Revised Code, Section 121.22G8, for negotiations with other political subdivisions respecting requests for economic development assistance where that assistance is to be provided or administered under Sections 715, 570940 to 5707. 3783 or 373567 to 373570 of the revised code, and involving public infrastructure improvements or the extension of utility services that are directly related to an economic development project. Can I entertain such a motion? Thank you. Yes.
So moved.
Any second?
Second.
Any discussion? The only thing I'll note is we will only be coming back to adjourn, not to take a substantive action. So, all right, Mr. Jenkins.
Mr. Lester.
Yes.
Dr. Dabrico.
Yes.
Dr. Wallach.
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien.
Yes.
Ms. Schreiber.
Yes.
All right, we're in executive session. Thank you. It is 9:18 p.m. We are back from executive session. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Jenkins?
Mr. Lester?
Yes.
Dr. Dabrico?
Yes.
Dr. Wallach?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Ms. Schreiber?
Yes.
All right, adjourned.